Hello, this is The Doctors After the Next, and we are here for our second part of our discussion. So, round off, everyone.
I'm Jinn.
I'm Liam.
I'm Tully.
And I'm Aydan. Sadly, Byron will not be with us for however long, but he will be here, hopefully. So, we're going to take off right where we left off last Friday, which is going to be, we finished on the budget raise. Now, we're going to go on to the companions. So, we're going to start with Tully. And what do you want the companion to be? Male, female, whatever?
Don't mind on the gender, as long as they balance the relationship, so they keep it kind of... I wouldn't mind if they even played like a family card and brought Susan back in, which someone said was on like it was rumoured. I don't know how plausible that is. But yeah, I just like keep the relationship fun and not to keep it so that they balance each other. As much as I loved Clara, I didn't like that she kind of overtook the Doctor. I think they need to kind of balance it out and make sure that when the Doctor goes on one of his Waters of Mars kind of moments where he thinks he's a Time Lord and he gets really into that, I think they need to balance that out and kind of keep it fun but have those dramatic moments and even do some like domestic stuff like how they did the Power of Three with Abby and Rory and the 11th Doctor.
The only problem I have with
I
that
like I liked that.
I like it, but I don't like the ending.
I can't remember
Yeah.
if it was that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
All right, Jim, what do you think for the companion?
Well, I just hope the companion isn't like...
Not lit.
Yeah, if it's not lit, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, as long as they're like just... I want like a funny companion, and like, because I don't know Jodie Whittaker. Is she funny?
She's more of a serious actor, but she can play funny.
Because if she plays a serious doctor, and you can't have like a non-serious companion and a serious companion. I mean, like most of the companions, well, pretty much all the companions have been pretty funny, except for like Martha.
Shut up. Why does everyone hate Martha?
Because she's trash. I'm sorry, but yeah.
Right.
Opinions, people, don't mind us.
Liam.
I think it should. I would prefer a male companion if we're going to have a female Doctor, because I do think the male-female, I think that works better than like male and female and female. Just my opinion.
Okay, so someone's not open to having a little...
I'm not saying I'm not open to it, but it's just... I think that they interact a bit better there, just with some of the interactions. But it could be interesting to go down a different route.
Yes.
All right.
Happy.
My opinion on the companion is a little bit situational and very, very specific, which is I want a male from the 60s. Because 60s was sort of the beginning of the second feminist movement. And I think this male should be a person who doesn't perceive females very good. And I think...
Highly.
Or very highly. And as they go on their adventures, he starts to notice things like... But they don't have to dive in right away with she's a female and holy shit, like that. They write her as the Doctor. But as it goes on, he sees that she can do things that everyone can do. It's not... Gender doesn't stop you from doing certain things. And I think by making him this type of 60s stereotypical male, I think it would be good. And make him a middle-aged man as well, just to add up the thing. But there's also the rumours that it will be a family. So the guy, Bradley Walsh, is the one that everyone's been talking about right now. And he's going to be either a father or a grandfather of the companion. The main companion, which people say is going to be a female.
Is he old enough to be a grandfather, though?
He's not old enough to... Well, he is,
I don't
sort
think
of. He's 56.
So
he really...
That'd be pretty young.
I think, but I just feel like I want the Doctor to be very authoritative over the companion. So I feel like being over a male, I think it would work a bit more, especially with him trying to put him in his place. I don't know. That's just my opinion, but I really wish it's a historical companion because we deadly need one really bad because I was getting really excited for Clara Oswin Oswald. If she was, I would as much as I am on the fence and mediocre about Clara. I thought Clara Oswin Oswald was the
fabulous.
best, and I thought that she was going to be the first like companion from the past, which we haven't had for at least for a long time.
Yeah. And even like a partially like an alien companion that looks human, like in the Time Lord sense, like that would be fun too, because you could play around with that. Even someone was suggesting that they had like a cyborg or an android, like as well as a secondary companion to kind of balance out the humanity.
Yeah.
And have that. That would be very fun actually, because you can play around with that, and that would be very interesting.
But one of the things that I really want them to address very soon, because not many people get this, and I think that every Doctor Who fan should get this, is Time Lords are not a race.
Yes.
They are a sect of the Gallifreyans.
Yes.
And you have to be chosen to become a Time Lord.
I understand that. Yeah. You better not be aiming that at me, because I understand that.
No, I know, I understand
right?
it, but I'm talking about the general majority of, like, especially the modern Doctor Who fans, because they go real, like, during, like, especially I've heard from the Watchers arc of the end of Tom Baker's run, where this is another thing that I've been watching a lot of, like, discussions as well, and one of the big things is the modern Doctor Who kind of makes the Doctor out to be kind of the space Jesus. Like, he's the greatest.
He's really not.
But he just needs to, like, go on just fun adventures and have fun. Just not have it be like he's saving people. Like, he's saving the universe. Just small, condensed things where he goes there originally just to have fun, just to show people a good time. And then it turns south at some point. And maybe at some point have him not want to, like, be involved in any conflict after he's lost, like Clara, because he was a bit broken up after that, and then, like, after what happened with Bill, he probably would have been, and maybe have him be, like, a bit of a reluctant, like, hostage or something like that, and then if he was forced into action because, like, his latest companion was in danger, or if someone was going to die, that might be cool.
Yeah, like Nightmare in Silver, like I was a bit on the fence about the episode, but the setup for that, like how he intends to go and take the kids for a fun day out with Clara.
Yeah.
That setup, like taking them somewhere like even if there was a planet that had like bouncy like mountains or something and like rainbow waterfalls, like something along those lines, just wanting to go and have a fun day out, and then it does like something is like underground is happening or something, that would be cool. So
those kids were shit actors though.
I'm not judging on that.
But to end, because I don't particularly want to talk about the Nightmare in Silver, because I do not want to think about it.
The setup, like,
No, I did like the setup, and I like
the chess game part.
The chess game part was good.
That was really good.
Like, but that was the creepiest Alonzi ever.
Yeah.
Alonzi.
That was creepy.
Anyway,
it was good because, like, when you really think about, like, the Doctor's greatest enemy is himself.
Yeah. Which do the Valiard very soon.
It was also why the Dream Lord was really good too.
The Dream Lord, and that's why I want to bring the Dream Lord back.
Toby Jones as the Dream Lord.
was brilliant.
It's great.
I loved that episode.
I told you about my idea for a Dream Lord story.
Yeah, you did.
And I don't particularly want to go on to it because I don't want anybody stealing it. I'll tell you guys after we finish the podcast. Have I told you?
No.
I'll tell you guys after. No, but it's just I don't particularly want to, like, people to take it from me and say it's their own because I haven't copyrighted it. Anyway, what is it? Okay, so one of the big things, right, was people right after the casting of Jodie, everyone said Chris Marshall was going to be the companion.
Yeah, because he was rumoured previously to Jodie being announced, was rumoured to be in the race for
the Doctor.
Doctor. So when they changed over to him possibly being a companion, everyone was kind of stirring up a bit about that because he just finished a run on
Paradise and Heaven.
Death in Paradise.
Death in Paradise.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
Yeah,
I was combining a Doctor Who episode.
Yes, I think the reason he ended with that show was because he wanted to have his family with him because he was away filming for long periods of time or something. So, and he's quite good actually. That's if you're into murder mysteries, that's actually not a bad show.
And also, he's a very good comedic actor.
Yeah, and his timing is quite wonderful. So that wouldn't be too bad actually.
Yes.
But
one of the weirder things that people, that Doctor Who has been posting a lot lately on their Twitter, is they've been going to plays a lot. They said, just met the cast of something at the West End.
Can we please get a Hamilton crossover? People, can we make that happen?
Yes, but what is it? So people are like, they've been going to a lot of plays, which makes, and all the producers are going as well, which makes people believe that they might be recruiting
From
actors and also maybe a companion from a play.
That wouldn't be too bad.
Because before, it's like, what is it? Before, so Billie Piper, before she became a companion, she was a singer.
Singer, yes.
And I have no idea about Karen Gillan.
Cringe. Sorry. Have you heard
Her music?
Yes.
No.
Okay. She's a good singer, and she's like shown that in recent times. But because of her age when she was producing that music,
she was like 15.
Yeah, she was only very young. But no, because I think Billie Piper matured so well when she was on Doctor Who.
Yes.
So yeah.
All right. So I think that's covering the companions. We do not have Byron's opinion, sadly, because looking over to his chair and it's being empty. But anyway, we're going to move on to a thing that I just started to prep the peoples before we started this discussion, which was Shada's re-release as a complete version with animated fill-ins. So, so our opinions. Well, especially... So you guys got nothing to talk about on this?
Oh no, actually, I don't. I haven't heard much about the original Shada, but if there's any new stuff coming out
With Tom's Doctor.
yeah, with any just bringing back the old Doctors and having multiple storylines going at once, because of the TARDIS and the wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff, I think it is possible to have multiple storylines running at once, which I think is quite cool. So
It get confusing though.
They did that.
I mean, like if you have like one storyline and then it's like the next episode's like something, you'd be like, what?
in different mediums, for example. So if Shada was to be released, did you say animation?
Well, it's supposedly like 10% animation, and the rest is actual the film.
Okay, that would be okay because you can tell that would have been like edited differently, and that would be fine. And if having like other Doctors in radio podcasts and the Big Finish audio dramas, I think that's kind of cool having them running in different lines. So having Shada come out would be pretty cool. Just extra content, really.
Just to bring that up, also is the eighth Doctor during their Big Finish run. During the Big Finish run, the eighth Doctor had a story called Shada, which they took Shada and remade it for the eighth Doctor.
Yeah.
But also a lot of fans are like saying they don't want this Shada because they said why don't you animate some of the 60s episodes which have never been released and seen for a while. They said why you because they've already released two versions of Shada. One they released one on VHS and they released another one with Tom Baker narrating all the cut scenes. Yeah. So saying, well, what would have happened in this scene? Yeah. And a lot of people saying, why don't you do the Macra Terror or like the evil of the Daleks or the Daleks Master Plan?
That would be pretty cool.
Bring them back.
Yeah, and I remember when they was it Dreamland, the David Tennant animated stories?
I haven't seen any David. I don't know about any David Tennant.
There was a few short David Tennant animated ones following, I think, his departure from between the gap between the end of season 4 and the finals. Yeah. They released like little bits and pieces of animated stuff with him. That would be cool. So I think having like them bring that back would be cool.
Also,
wouldn't mind that.
This is not on the list, but I want to bring it up because it saddens me deeply. So we're upcoming to the 60th anniversary.
Yes.
And I'm one of the people, I say make the 60th big, not as big as the 50th. But also don't do too much for the 70th, but emphasise the 75th.
75th. I think they need to, because they've done.
So they're all going to die soon.
Yeah, 15-year intervals would be pretty.
15-year intervals.
Or
that's 25.
Yeah, 25. Like big years would be nice. Like so 15, or if it is 25. I think as long as they balance it out, that would be okay.
They should start filming them all now and then release them later.
But Peter Capaldi has recently came out saying he probably doesn't want to ever return to Doctor Who ever again.
Really?
That
Oh.
sucks.
And it's
Yeah.
because he says that he didn't want to know how to play the Doctor when he finished playing the Doctor.
What?
He says that he wanted to learn every day he was on the job.
That's fair enough.
And he says once you get too comfortable with it, he says it's not fun anymore.
No. Yeah, you get a bit samey.
And he said that I think that behind the scenes, I think they may have pushed him out. I think he wanted to go for another series, but I think they just wanted to completely reboot. And also the idea was,
He wasn't going
from a
to.
source that was supposedly in the BBC. They were going to do 5 episodes of Peter Capaldi next season and have him regenerate
halfway through the season.
halfway through the season
Yeah.
but make it a really, because I do like it in a way how they do the massive swan song with they did it with David Tennant, they've done it with Matt Smith.
Yeah.
And it's good, but I think that the Doctor should regenerate kind of in a way like it just happens. Like he's on an adventure, something goes wrong, and he just has to regenerate.
Some of the classic Who, I think it may have been the 5th Doctor or the...
The Caves of Andromeda.
Yeah, the Caves of
that's the
Andromeda, that the storyline was, that was very sudden.
It started off as they thought it was going to be a normal adventure. Then all of a sudden, everything just escalated.
Crazy. So,
And then, but I think I'm pretty sure with the 4th Doctor, they kind of hinted that he was going to regenerate with Logopolis. They still kept it as a story. I'm not sure about Planet of Spiders because I haven't seen Planet of Spiders. War Games. That was basic War Games and the Trial of the Time Lord for the 6th Doctor. That they're definitely like, you're going to regenerate in this episode or these episodes. And with the 1st Doctor, it just happened because he wasn't in it very long.
But I mean, if they could keep I'd love to see them keep doing like anniversary specials. Not yet. I mean, the 100th is going to be. I'm not sure if it'll still be around, or into Doctor Who even, but. If it keeps going for that long, they need to make that big because that'll be the longest running series if they get it to 100 years.
Yeah.
By miles.
And they definitely, in my opinion, won't cancel Doctor Who because it's making too much money.
Yeah, but it depends how it goes with future audiences. But if they keep making it modern and relevant and keep appealing to a wide audience, I think that it'll keep going and it'll be really good. Because they make money off it, and it appeals to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So that'd be good.
But that's the whole thing, though. Like, what was I trying to get at? Jesus Christ! I'm just really conflicted, especially about Peter Capaldi not coming back. It's kind of like the whole thing with Christopher Eccleston as well. Which I'm really sad because he is my doctor. He is my doctor, and especially that. But I would prefer if we had that the type of just random regenerations. Anyway.
Next topic.
Anything you guys want to raise before we move on?
What were we talking about again?
I think this is quite fun actually, this podcasting format, because we just put out what's on our minds.
Yeah, we just ramble.
Yeah, it's often rambling, and it depends what we're talking about as to who can discuss, because we're not older fans. We haven't seen like the original runs of all of the episodes, so this is just our opinions. Enjoy.
To bring up, I watched a video last night, the Who Addicts, who are they're a decent Doctor Who channel, and they ranked all the seasons of just the modern series.
I was going to say, because that could take a while if we were doing all.
I thought to myself,
why season 9 not?
How childhood really affects how you rank a season, especially with me and Jim. Especially, we only started watching this year.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, that would.
So we don't have any childhood attachment to any season or any Doctor. I do because he was the first Doctor I watched. But I don't have overly fond childhood memories of him. We might create memories with the 13th Doctor because that's going to be the first Doctor we're going to watch every week live. Yeah, I know, but shush. But my whole plan, the whole thing is the Matthew from the Who. Matthew, I don't even know. One of the guy who was on that video, his ranking went. So I'm going down.
Yeah.
So he had Moffat, Russell.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Not
Russell was he basically second golden age of Doctor Who with David Tennant.
Yeah.
And I won't deny how popular that show was. It was bordering on becoming as popular as Tom Baker's start and end of the run.
Yeah.
With how many viewers they were getting a week. I know. But
Yeah.
especially with that, I just want to end like with that, especially with you. You have so much childhood attachment to Russell T Davies. It makes me worry. And David Tennant. It makes me worry. Because I can see the flaws in both Moffat and Russell T Davies' writing. I see Davies as being a bit too domestic and a bit too over. And also, did you know
Like,
every one of his finales was an invasion? Every one of
Yeah, kind of.
Every one of his things was an invasion. Anyway, we got to wrap this up here. We've got to go to class. So we will.
See ya.
Thank you very much, and we'll have a new video out very soon. Thank you, and bye.